Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, 2 bodies found in vehicle washed away in St. Catherine during Raphael. Police have confirmed the discovery of 2 bodies in a vehicle that was washed away in floodwaters in Louidasville, St. Catherine during the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael on Tuesday. Commanding officer for the St. Catherine North Division, Superintendent Hope Nicholson, confirmed to the news that the vehicle was spotted around 9 a.m. Thursday in Louidasville and was retrieved hours later when floodwaters receded with the help of a tractor from the Worthy Park Estates. The scene is currently being processed by the police. Alleged gang leader among 3 killed in Hanover police operation. 3 alleged gunmen, including a reputed gang leader, were killed in a police operation in Hanover on Wednesday. According to the communications arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the ordeal unfolded along the Mosquito Cove Main Road. Reports are that about 5:35 p.m., the Area 1 Fugitive Apprehension Team, acting on intelligence, were conducting a special operation when they signaled a dark-colored Toyota Voxy to stop. 4 men armed with guns allegedly exited the vehicle and began shooting at the police. The officers reportedly returned the fire, leading to a running gun battle. At the end of the fire, 3 of the attackers were shot and injured, while the 4th managed to escape. The injured men were taken to the hospital, where they were pronounced dead. 2 firearms were also seized during the incident. One of the deceased has since been identified as Clive Lawson, also known as Greedy, from Mount Salem in St. James. Lawson was reportedly the leader of the Caton Defense Force gang, which operates in the Mount Salem area. He was also a suspect in a recent attack on Campbell Lane, St. James, in which a man was killed and several homes fired upon. Police Area 1 comprises Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney. The Area 1 management team has since sought to reassure the public that operations targeting wanted individuals and the violence producers will continue. The Area 1 Police Command says it remains committed to ensuring the safety of residents and has issued a warning to criminals that no effort will be spared in bringing them to justice. Stony Hill man slapped with 5 charges after robberies and a tussle with the police. A man has been slapped with a battery of charges following a series of robberies last month. He has been identified as 29-year-old Akeem Scott, a laborer of Stony Hill, St. Andrew. Scott has been charged with a simple larceny, unlawful wounding, being armed with an offensive weapon, robbery with aggravation, and resisting arrest. The charges stem from a series of incidents on October 31, during which Scott allegedly entered a business brandishing a knife and robbed one customer of a Samsung cellular phone before going into another business place and grabbing a second phone, this time an i4 XR valued at US $1,000. Police were alerted, and on their arrival, Scott, now allegedly armed with a knife and scissors, attacked one of the officers, cutting his finger and clothes before being restrained and arrested by lawmen. Scott, who was also injured in the tussle, was charged after being treated at hospital. His court date is being finalized. Mandeville man facing multiple charges. Simple larceny and the malicious destruction of property are the charges that were laid upon 48-year-old Gary Robinson, a laborer of Warwick District in Manchester, following an incident at a business place in Mandeville, Manchester on Monday, November 4. Reports from the Mandeville police are that at about 10:57 a.m., Robinson entered the business establishment where he was seen on camera footage, forcefully opening a gaming machine, damaging the machine, valuing approximately $450,000. He was also seen on the footage stealing cash amounting to $139,400. Robinson was later pointed out to the police. He was arrested and is subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. JCF puts a cap on overtime hours for cops. Facing a massive increase in its wage bill linked to its overtime system, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is putting a cap on overtime for its officers effective November 17. The news understands that the cops' wage bill had continued to spike despite an increase in personnel, leading to the move to cap overtime at 10 hours per week in addition to the regularly scheduled 40 hours. The decision was taken to increase integrity and accountability in the overtime system. A new workforce management system was instituted in April 2023 to manage the payout of overtime to officers. Officers will now have to seek permission to work beyond the 50 total hours for the work week. Cyclist killed after crashing into a parked truck. The St. Anne police are investigating the death of a pedal cyclist who allegedly slammed into a parked truck on Wednesday night. He has been identified only as Samson. The police say about 9:30 p.m., Samson was riding a bicycle without lights along the Battersea Main Road when he ran into an Isuzu motor truck which was parked along the roadway. An investigation is being conducted by the Key Valley Police. Don Webby resigns from Senate. Senator Don Webby has announced his resignation from the Senate effective immediately. It follows last month's announcement that he was taking a leave of absence from the helm of Grace Kennedy due to health reasons. In a letter to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Webby described his service as an honor, saying, "Thank you for the trust placed in me throughout my years of service." He continued, "My tenure as a senator under your leadership since 2016 has been a deeply fulfilling experience. It has been an honor to contribute to the nation's progress, and I am grateful for the opportunities I have had to serve our country in such a meaningful capacity." He said he is hoping for a unified approach to addressing Jamaica's national challenges from the government, opposition, and the private sector. He also reaffirmed his decision to Jamaica, saying, "My commitment to Jamaica remains unwavering, and you can continue to count on my full support in any way that might further our nation's interest." Section of Mona Road in St. Andrew impassable. The police are advising members of the public that a section of Mona Road in St. Andrew is impassable. The area is inundated with water due to the inclement weather. Motorists are being advised to use alternative routes where possible. Further updates will follow. Gorge and the Connors Main Road in St. Catherine remain impassable. Following the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael earlier this week, the National Works Agency is reporting that two critical corridors in St. Catherine remain impassable. The Gorge, Spanish Town to Yuatan, and the roadway from Barton to Ginger Ridge, particularly at the Connors, are fully blocked. Stephen Shaw, Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the NWA, said that there is a lot of cleaning that is required before either roadway is accessible. He noted that the agency is trying to get equipment into the area to clear, especially to facilitate the Jamaica Public Service Company, as some communities serviced by these roadways have no electricity. In a press release this evening, Shaw explained that there are multiple impediments along the two roadways, noting that the Gorge is blocked at one section by a massive boulder that will require being broken up before it can be removed. There are also fallen trees at the sections of the roadway, as well as blocked drains that are causing inundation. Shaw said the area from which the boulders were dislodged will likely be unstable and will require some assessment before the area can be safely used. Meanwhile, the roadway from Barton to Ginger Ridge is blocked by landslides at multiple locations, as well as fallen trees and rocks. Shaw said while the NWA is trying to get the roadways cleared in the shortest possible time, no timeline can be given at this time as to when these thoroughfares will be accessible to motor vehicles. Motorists are being advised to use alternative routes where possible to access their destinations. There is no alternative route for vehicular access to communities of Connors. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.